focus here to some other big stories that we're tracking on Mirror now. Now, two Go Air flights were hit by technical snags in one day, resulting in a mid-air scare for hundreds of passengers. Now, while the Mumbai-Leh flight was diverted to the national capital, the Srinagar-Delhi flight has returned to Srinagar after developing an engine snag. Now, the Directorate General of Civil Aviation, the DGCA, has grounded both the aircrafts and has ordered a probe into the incident. Now, the aircraft will only be allowed to fly once again after it receives clearance from the DGCA.
Once again, the technical glitch has been reported with the aircraft, and this time it is about the GoFirst airline. So two of the incidents that has been reported on 19th of July. The first one is Mumbai-Leh flight, where because of engine interface unit, the fault has been reported, and because of which the flight was diverted to Delhi and it was landed at Delhi airport. The other incident, which is also 19th of July, that is Srinagar-Delhi flight was diverted back to Srinagar airport. In the sense, it was air turn around to Srinagar airport, and this the engine over limit issue was reported. So in both the cases, there was some fault with the engine part. To be more precise, it was a technical fault because of which the flight was either diverted or made to make a turn around. And in this particular case, the DGCA, aviation regulator, has taken the note of both of the issue. The aircraft has been grounded. The DGCA is carrying out the investigation, and aircraft shall be allowed to fly only after the clearance from the DGCA.
An aviation expert joins me on the broadcast. So thank you so much for speaking to Mirror now. We've been speaking to you also on this issue, and we've been discussing how one after the other we're seeing some or the other problem with some or the other airline in the country. The recent one is from Go Air. Now, what's astounding is the fact that the Civil Aviation Minister has held a number of meetings, not just with the aviation, related officials, but even the aircraft, heads. But doesn't seem like anything has improved on ground. All right, I think we've lost that connection with Vipul Saxena, but we'll try and get him back on the line. So that is the latest that we're reporting with respect to a slew of incidents involving airlines, and a big, which indeed has caused a big question mark on the safety of passengers, all those who are using airlines. Now, this is the latest, where two Go Air flights were hit by technical slag. Now, one was Mumbai to Leh flight that was then diverted to the national capital. The other one was a Srinagar Delhi bound flight, which then had to come back to Srinagar due to technical difficulties. The DGCA, the Directorate General of Civil Aviation, has grounded both the aircraft still, and they will not be allowed to fly till they receive clearance from the DGCA. Vipul Saxena is back with us. Sir, I was asking you that, we've seen in the past a number of such incidents taking place, and as a result, the Civil Aviation Minister, took a slew of meetings telling the heads there, not just the aviation heads, but even the Civil Aviation Authority heads, saying that just make sure that this does not happen again. But not much seems to have changed on ground.
If we just look at these incidents which are happening with almost all the airlines of repeated shutting down and snags and aircraft landing in various places, I think then we'll be fooling ourselves. I think our very dynamic Civil Aviation Minister, Mr. Jyotiraj Scindia, must ask DGCA to go much deeper into the problem area and go to the root cause. And I think the root cause will reveal that the surveillance program of DGCA has become a toothless, because they do surveillance, but I don't know what kind of findings they are getting it and what action they are taking it, because if those are being done properly, I don't think this kind of freak incidents and repeated incidents will happen with almost every airline. So I think there is a need to go much deeper into the problem area. Another area which I have been highlighting at various forums is the employee satisfaction and employee motivation of the airlines, which is been happening now very frequently with the Indigo, and which will may go over to other airlines as well. So I think then another issue which need to be looked into it deeper, much deeper, is about the kind of work environment employees are getting, what kind of salary packages, compensation benefits. All those are to be studied much deeper to really solve these problems. These problems are not just problems snag with aircraft. There is a much deeper cause into it.
The times, the issue that has been reported when we have such systematic failures is, always the first thing that comes out is a technical, failure as the reason behind this. But like you're saying that the surveillance body has become toothless, and the fact that this is not happening with just one airline, but literally airlines, across a lot many. Where do you think is the problem?
That's what I'm saying, ma'am, that the problem lies with the regulators, their own functioning. Their own, they have, regular surveillance checks and spot checks and all that. But how seriously they are doing it, how efficient their officers are in doing this, and whether there are something put under the carpet and not being recorded. I mean, there are so many things which can be thought of. Because if DGCA is doing their job properly, and if they are doing surveillance programs since. I do not see, this kind of problems at this kind of numbers. Yes, there is aircraft with the machinery. There will be snags, but the kind of numbers and with almost all the aircraft, all the airline which is happening, I think this needs to be taken much seriously.
All right, Vipul Saxena, aviation expert, they're making some very interesting points here. The fact that maybe there is a problem with the surveillance body of the DGCA itself. So thank you so much for joining us here with your perspective on Mirror Now.